Hello everybody, Chris Campbell here with Campbell's Locksmith Services. Tonight up on the bench I have a Brinks TSA approved padlock. And on the bottom here, you can see it's got the marking TSA 007. This is a good lock if you're going to travel because they're one of the hardest to get into. For their security. Now on the top here we have H&G, that's the manufacturer who made the mechanism inside the lock. Just by looking at it, I do not have the key. I picked this up at a yard sale. They literally gave it to me because it didn't have the key. And so being a locksmith and a magician escape artist, these are some of the type locks that I use in my escape routines when I'm in chains and shackles. Because for me, they're easy to pick. And I'm going to show you why. But this is a Brinks heavy security, what they call luggage padlock. And the reason it's a TSA is because the TSA has what is called the master double key. That means that their key will fit every single Brinks lock that is TSA approved. Even if you have a totally two different keyed locks, if you have this one that's got a key and another one that has a different key that won't fit this one or vice versa, the TSA has one key that'll fit them all. And that is the flaw to this design because it's easily picked. Now you can see it is locked. All I'm going to be using is a tool that I made out of an ear cleaning tool. We're going to use the bigger side here. Now watch what I do. It is locked. So this one should be a 4-pin tumbler. Let's see how long it takes, and there we go. And we're in. That simple. Being an escape artist, I can get out of any padlocks, handcuffs, chains, shackles, any type of locks. That's the sad part, is once you know how to pick one lock and know how it works, it's easy once you know how to work most any type of padlocks. But the simple flaw to this particular lock is it has 4 pins. So therefore you're not getting much security. Now some of the higher end locks, such as the master lock, the sergeants, those have 6 and 7 pins, which are making it even harder to pick. So we're going to go ahead and lock it. And again, I'm going to show you how quick it is just by putting it in. We're going to feel for that pin. There's 1, 2, so there's 3, 4, and there we go. And that's it. So imagine doing a magic show and you're in a chain tied around your wrist and this is padlocked and you just have a tiny little piece. That's what Harry Houdini did. He would have just this tiny piece super glued or glued to one of his fingers that nobody would see. And when it came time for it, he would just peel it off, feel for the lock key, put it in, pop it out, and he was out in no time. So that is our locksmith tutorial of this evening. They do make another tool that helps. These are called shims. And how these work, and I'll show these in a later video, is we have a different set of shims. Whoop. There we go. So these are just little bendable shims. Now, if the padlock was locked, what you would do is bend it into like a little circle. Kind of like that. And what you're going to do is go into the hole and shim it. And while it's locked, this will go down into it and force the lock open. And I'm going to show that in a later video on how to do shimming padlocks. Another tool that locksmiths use, and if there's a padlock, 90% of the time they will use the shims because it's a lot quicker. If they know how to pick a lock like I do, I just go the lock picking route, use a pick or some sort of a tool and pick it. So there you go. If you need any locksmithing services, give Campbell's Locksmith Services Anderson a call today. 864-608-5095.